Hello, everyone. This is DJ April Showers of DRT Radio FM and the Truth Radio. And I have with me Miss B. Sparrow and her husband Jules from Buzz Tweet Radio.
Hello.
And I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And I want to talk about the great protest that was here Sunday in Joliet. And it was a great protest. And I am just so proud of the organization and Just for All, what they are doing. They are trying to bridge a community gap and standing up for the injustices against people of color that's here in Joliet, Illinois. Um, Unfortunately, we have had some people, you know, regardless of what you think about the organization, what they do, or some of the members that's part of it, don't knock the organization. Please keep quiet because I'm going to tell you, you might look up and one day you might need this organization. Nobody is untouchable, especially in Joliet, because when these people decide they're going to come for you, they're going to come for you. And some of y'all that's sitting down there doing all this talking, you have made no opportunities for blacks in Joliet. You have not, even with this courthouse being built, there were no black, I think just a few, one construction company that was working on the courthouse. So there is a lot of things that are wrong in Joliet that need to be fixed. And we don't need people from the outside. We need people here in Joliet that's going to sit down at a round table and try to better this community. And I want to thank Regina Bew because her heart is in Joliet. She saw some of the stuff that is going on. She experienced it from some of these police officers. And so I just want to say that. I thank Burnell. I thank Stephen. I thank Loretta. I thank Tia. I'm so proud of you guys and what you are doing. God bless you all and the organization. Maybe everybody will be able to sit at the round table, all the minority groups, and start putting pressure, start making sure minorities get involved in some of these big projects that are going on in Joliet. So our next conversation also that we are going to be talking about is this Jada and Will Smith, which I really could care less about them. But since Jada Pinkett Smith, she has a show called The Red Table Talk. And she has gotten on there and she has dogged so many people from Snoop Dogg to R. Kelly. And while you were running around here acting like you're Miss Goody Two-Shoes, having people become biased against these other people, other celebrities that you have talked about, look at you. And I don't care what anybody says. Jada Pinkett is a married woman. She committed adultery. B, would you like to chime in and then show us the video?
Yeah. Well, I try so hard, April, and you know this, not to follow this story, but it is a hot topic. Huh? What do you say, man? It's just been pushed on me, and so therefore I'm gonna go ahead and voice my own opinion. I think Jada was very messy in that she messed with her son's friend. Her son's friend. That's like LeBron James and his mama. when LeBron mama was messing with one of the boys on his one of his teammates. But I just think that she was very messy. Um, I watched Tasha K on YouTube, and she showed a video where Will was very cold towards Jada. She tried to get him to talk about it on her. She was recording him on her phone. Yeah, that was Jada. No, that was Jada. That was his wife. Tasha K don't know them personally like that. That's what I was saying. Nah. But she was recording Will, and Will, in not so many words, told her that she has no right to record him unless she's gonna pay him because that's his internet shows is his bread and butter. That's basically what he told her. And she got a real stupid look on her how can I Botox face. Let me tell you something. I used to love Jada. What made me so mad about Jada is that she changed her face. That's what makes me mad about Jada. And the fact that, like you said, she got on her platform. She talked about R. Kelly. She talked about Bill Cosby. She talked about Snoop and God knows whoever else. And now look at what she did. And one thing before I put this video on, the last time I watched her show, The Red Table, was when her mother, and her daughter was on there. And her daughter told them that she wanted to be in a relationship with a couple. And they was like embracing it like that was all right.
I know, that's why I say they're making things seem normal. And this stuff is not normal. The red table talk needs to be canceled.
Well, that was the last time. That was the last time I watched it. That I just could not fathom. Imagine me saying that to my Julius. Imagine me saying that to my grandma. I want to be in a relationship with a couple.
Well, baby, we wasn't together then. And if you'd said that to your grandma, I would have never had that chance to be with you.
She would have broke my back.
So my grandmother probably would have slapped me.
I remember I had a nerve to try to stand up against her when she found out I was smoking weed. I said, well, Mom, it ain't like I'm smoking crack. It's just weed. And that look she gave me, girl, just the look alone. So that right there, and another thing, I watched Tasha K a few months ago when she was the one that actually first brought out that Will and Jada swing. Well, she wasn't the first one to bring it out, but she had some information about Will and Jada swinging. But she said that her informants told her that Will did not want that lifestyle. That it was because of Jada. Jada had forced him or something to that effect to do threesomes or something like that. That Will was not for it at all. So it's just a mess. It's a mess.
It's a mess, and they're part of the media, and they're putting stuff out there that's just not right. It's just not right. So when I say not right, Miss B has found a video, and I need you to play this video because who does this? How are we get back to basics?
I already go ahead and hit this share.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the Red Talk conversation between she and Will?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, me neither. Me neither.
Okay,
so
press the play so we can see this, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's just the ad right there. As soon as this ad go away, we straight.
Experience it now. Service, test drives, purchase and leasing that comes to you. Get 0% APR for up to 72 months on all new 2020 Infinity models. You and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we
I
decided,
was done with your ass.
you kicked me
I
to the
was
curb.
done with you. We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Okay, so no, let me let it play.
Who crying? Somebody crying.
He said, I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage. You was right, Jules, to life partnership that they have spoken on several times and not involving romance. He did sit down with Will, just him and Will. August. He was right, but it was just them two.
See how he would perceive it as permission because we were separated amicably.
Yeah.
And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker, which he's not.
You know what?
Well, he ain't. She did it.
In the process.
Will don't look happy.
No, he don't. He doesn't look happy.
You can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Oh, that wasn't the whole talk though, but he did not look happy at all.
No, it looked like he had been crying. His eyes
Yep.
are puffy. And this was something they didn't want to reveal to the world.
Right. I think their publishers
August came out and told it because they blackballed him. They blackballed August in Hollywood. Nobody was buying his music. Nobody wanted to produce his album. They blackballed him. The same way Will blackballed the first lady that played on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
See, all they stuff. See,
Yep.
No, the dark-skinned mother, the first dark-skinned mother. I forgot her name.
remember? She was dark. They bought in the light one. She wanted Will to help negotiate them to get a contract, and he blackballed her in Hollywood. Same thing they did to August. But look at what's happening. That's why I tell people, don't put your mouth on nothing, because you find it at your front door. Yeah, don't put your mouth on nothing. Nothing.
I wish that I could show Will puts his wife Jada in her place. I wish that I could show that video of that Tasha K show where he's so cold. After this happened, she tried to talk to him about somebody that was coming to help them with their marriage or something like that, and he was so cold towards her. I wish I could show it. I wish.
Now, who was cold, Will or August?
Will was cold towards Jada.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I said, no telling, we don't know all of the details.
Right.
This is her son's friend.
Yes.
Hey, this could have happened 10 years ago for all we know.
Right.
Yeah. So.
That's another topic.
Yeah, and of course.
Wait, what you said, man?
Something. I want everybody listening to know that this is not something that we enjoy talking about. The part that gets us is this woman, Jada Pinkett Smith, has a platform where she has talked about other people so bad, and people have formed their opinions about Snoop, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, based on what Jada Pinkett Smith was saying. So you have sat here at a table and talked about other people.
Mm-hmm. You're
going against everything that's in the Bible. Open marriage, your kids, I mean, they all cuckoo. And so this is why we are talking about it. Be careful.
Now, you know
watch on TV.
You know that August Alsini is saying that Will Smith gave him their blessing, gave him his blessing.
He did.
for a
That
sexual
kid was a young
relationship.
kid. A very young kid. Mm. Yes.
So wait, let me ask this though. Does it change everything now that, even though it's still wrong, does it change everything now that, I'm gonna ask Julius, does it change everything now that it's reported that Will gave him permission?
It will if you hear that out of Will's mouth.
Say it again.
If you hear that out of Will's mouth,
it would make a difference.
Yeah, but you ain't hear that out of Will's mouth. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you haven't heard that out of Will's mouth, but why would it change anything? She committed adultery.
I mean,
it'll change things as far as,
because gives you permission to go sleep with your best friend. That's supposed to make it okay.
No, I didn't say
no.
I'm not saying make it okay. I'm saying it'll change things as far as us sitting up here feeling sorry.
It'll change the conversation. I'm saying the conversation will be going probably in a different direction.
Right, because if he okayed it, then there's no need for us to feel sorry for him for being cheated on.
No, I don't feel sorry for him.
I think they cuckoo. I think the whole family has sold their soul to the devil.
Now, I don't feel sorry for Will at all because
I don't know if feeling sorry is the right word.
I know that Will is probably doing his own thing too. But my thing is, he probably did not want this to be out in the open, in the public like this. Jada was messy. That's what I mean when I say Jada was messy. If he told that man, go ahead, do your thing, you know, and if it had stayed like that and we all knew about it, then boom. But she was messy with it. She messy in that he was a baby. You know, I don't know. I'm all discombobulated. That's why I didn't even want to talk about this because it's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. And like I said, I want this show to be taken off the air. It's so many shows that need to be taken off because if we're supposed to become strong people in the Black community, strong, support each other and everything, we can't. What they be showing, I mean.
But look, they are a unit. They are a unit, right? Regardless of all the mess, they are a unit, and we all make mistakes. Every one of us. I mean, I haven't been an angel, but I've been married before. I wasn't a perfect angel in that marriage. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I did things that I wasn't supposed to be doing. We all make mistakes. I wouldn't go as far as trying to get her show canceled. I mean, we all got to make money regardless. But I just, at the end of the day, I just hope they work it out.
At the end of the day, I hope her show is canceled. I want her off the air.
And you know what though?
But do you watch the show anyway?
I used to watch it. I'm part of the group. And then it started, I mean, she took a turn. Like, oh my God, no girl. I can't fool with you. That's my phone. I gotta. Yeah. I want her show canceled. When you sitting there, you got your kids talking about they want to have relationships with a couple. And
and right in front of you.
Kind of stuff. Who wants to see that on TV?
There's a video out on YouTube right now. I'm on YouTube. If you want me to share what I'm showing on YouTube, breaking news: Jaden Smith moved out because of Jada in August, and that was streamed 3 days ago.
That's why he's so messed up. Well, one of the reasons. Why he is so messed up, and both their kids messed up and confused.
Yeah, the kids messed up. They done ruined them. I'm sure they had to know that she was messing with this boy. And then, in a way, if she was supposed to be neutering him, being the second mom, that was incest.
Do y'all remember years back? I think Willow was about 13 or 14 years old, and she posted a picture of her in the bed with a white boy.
Yes,
he
ma'am.
was way older than her.
Much older. And that's why I said everything she's done, and she's talked about R. Kelly, Snoop, and Bill Cosby. No, girl. No, you don't get no pass. Cancel Jada Pinkett. Cancel the whole Smith family. Cancel them. Yeah. Let her go be a call girl for the younger boys. She can make plenty of money. Yeah. Let her go do something. But cancel the show.
So let me ask you this. So we know that August Alston had a shaky background. He was a result of sexual assault.
Sexually abused. He
drug
was
abuse,
painkillers.
Drug abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think she took advantage of that?
Of course.
Of course she had to.
And it didn't take that much because of his age.
Yeah, of his age.
A
young kid, that's every young kid's dream is to be with the older woman.
And
Jada is a beautiful woman. I won't take that away from her. She is a nice looking woman. So, hey, he probably looked at some old reruns of her shows and, wanted to get with her. But why couldn't she draw the line? Why would you sleep with him?
Yeah, because I heard a comedian say, he was talking about the situation and he said about Jada, if you're going to cheat on me, you're going to cheat on me with somebody like Michael Jordan. He's like, cheat on me go up, don't go down. But she really was messy by messing with him, though. She really was messy by messing with him.
And that's because she had control of him. She was able to control him.
And I don't know. What would this do? What did this do to your kids? All y'all was sitting in the house. The kids know that you were all in the house together and you were sleeping with this man.
They were traveling together.
Them kids gone anyway, so it didn't. They thought it was normal because they upstairs. They are gone. I'm sorry.
So
I must admit, Jay, he's a good actor now, but he's gone.
Jalen.
Yeah.
So let me read this article on people.com if you don't mind.
Okay, read it.
It says everything to know about August Alsina amid revelations of singer's romance with Jada Pinkett Smith. August Alsina has made headlines this month about his relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith. During a recent interview with Angela Yee on YouTube, the 27-year-old singer claimed he had a relationship with Pinkett Smith, whom he met through her and Will Smith's son, Jaden. I said Jaden. Jaden, who is 22, back in 2015. So he said, I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. And I truly and really, really deeply love and have a ton of love for her, he said. I devoted myself to it. I gave my full self to it, so much so to the point that I can die right now and be okay with knowing that I truly gave myself to somebody.
Now that's a shame that he feels that way about a married woman. So he was gone. Another man's wife.
And that right there tells us why it came out. Because Jada probably threatened to end it. So he came out with it.
So in Friday's episode of Red Table Talk, Pinkett Smith, who is 48, and her husband sat down to discuss her relationship with the singer, which she revealed took place years ago while she and Smith, 51, were briefly separated. So how old was he at the time?
He was number early 20s.
Hold on. Wait a minute. No. Listen, y'all. Listen. The numbers ain't adding up. Okay, yeah, he was probably early 20s because he's 27 now, right?
And he said he met her.
So Jaden
was 22 when they
no.
That's what he's saying, baby. He said I met her.
This is saying that Jaden is 22 now.
That's what I'm saying. They're not telling the whole truth.
Listen.
This stuff could have been going on.
Hold on. Listen.
I'm not putting nothing past them. Nothing. I'm not putting nothing past them. They can talk about her. They can dog her out. I'm not putting nothing past her. She didn't give nobody else no passes. So Jada Pinkett Smith, you get
Jaden had to be about 15 years old at the time. Because he's 5 years older than, he's 27, Jaden 22. Okay. During a recent interview with Angela Yee on YouTube, the 27-year-old singer claimed he had a relationship. Oh, wait a minute. Why did this pop up? Claimed he had a relationship with Pinkett Smith, whom he met through her and Will's son, Jaden, 22, back in 2015.
Oh, okay. See where it got me confused.
I know.
I thought they were saying he was 22 back in 2015.
So if he's 27 now, right? You the mathematician over there. And they had a relationship in 2015.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
So
he was 22.
22? Young?
Yep. Jaden. What's 5 from 22? 22.
17.
Jaden was 17. Jaden was 17 years old when this relationship began, and he was 22.
And that proves my theory.
What?
Him and Jaden.
Him and Jaden.
Mm-hmm. That wouldn't surprise me. Because look how Jaden is.
A boy with all of those issues, which a lot of them have, he was not in his right mind.
And looking at August, he looked like he a both-way character anyway. You know what I mean?
Look like he's a what?
A both-way character.
So anyway, 4.5 years ago, he said he started 4.5 years ago, I started a friendship with, wait a minute, let me go back. In Friday's episode of Red Table Talk, Pinkett Smith, 48, and her husband sat down to discuss their relationship with the singer, her relationship with the singer, which she revealed took place years ago while she and Smith, 51, were briefly separated. 4.5 years ago, I started a friendship with August, and we actually became really, really good friends, she said. And it all started with him just needing some help. Me wanting to help his health, his mental state at 17 years old. Why didn't you recommend him to a therapist or something? We found all those different resources to help pull him through. Oh, she did. And from there, you and I were going through a very difficult time, she said, later clarifying that the pair decided that they were going to separate for a period of time. Although Pinkett Smith denied that her husband had given Alcina permission to carry on the relationship, explaining that the only person that can give permission in that circumstance is myself, she clarified that she thought the singer was trying to make it clear he's not a home wrecker because he's not. Here's everything to know about him and relationship with the Smith family. Okay, so everything want to pop up right now. In a 2013 interview with Complex, Asina, who was born in New Orleans, said that both his father and his stepfather struggled with drug addiction and that his mother used to work two jobs to take care of him and his siblings. Although Alcini started a YouTube account when he was 14, which featured his music, he didn't get serious about his career until after the death of his brother, Melvin LeBranche III, who was fatally shot in 2010, shortly before Alcina's 18th birthday, according to VH1. At this point, I was like, I ain't got to lose but my life out here in these streets, so why not give it a chance? He told Complex. Tragedy would strike again in the late 2018s when the singer announced that his sister Chandra, a mother of three, had died after a battle with cancer.
And he's raising those children, right?
I don't know. Let me read. I don't know. Let me read on. Alcina, I don't know whether the article is going to say so or not, but Alcina released his first mixtape, The Product, back in 2012, and the following year he released a breakthrough single, I Love This Shit, which went on to appear on his 2014 debut album, Testimony. The album spent a total of 60 weeks on the Billboard charts and debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. He was also named a member of XXL Magazine's 2014 freshman class alongside Chance the Rapper, Ty Dolla $ign, Vic Mensa, and Kevin Gates. Okay, so Alcino went on to release his second studio album, This Thing Called Life, in 2015, which featured collaborations with Lil Wayne, and Chris Brown. Although he released a number of singles in the years since, his third album, The Product 3 State of Emergency, was not released until last month. Oh, I see what's happening now. Y'all see what's happening?
Keep reading that. I ain't gonna see it yet.
His album was released last month, along with this news that he released. Alcina has suffered from a number of health issues over the years. In 2014, he terrified fans when he collapsed while on stage in New York, and the following year, he revealed he had to have surgery on his eye due to an eye disease that was causing him to go blind. During a 2018 appearance on an episode of Red Talk Table, Alcina went on to share that he suffers from an autoimmune disease that attacks his liver. In the episode, he also spoke about the past addiction to Percocet and reaching out to the Smith family for help. 1 year later, he revealed that he had been hospitalized after losing the ability to walk. I woke up one day and wasn't able to walk, he said in a 2019 Instagram video, adding that his doctor told him he had nerve damage going on throughout his body. My autoimmune disease is raging, but I'm fighting this thing and on my mission to shake back and be able to make it up to you, he added the video caption. Okay. A pair of birthday posts in 2018, which have since been deleted, prompted some fans to question whether there was anything more than friendship between Pinkett Smith and the singer. I don't believe in luck, he wrote in a 2018 birthday tribute, according to Vulture. I believe in God's divine order. No, you don't. And you are an example of God's divinity in its covering over my life. A beautiful, complex individual you are. I could spend a lifetime decoding you. In her own, now see, that was messy. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, that was messy.
Wow.
That was messy.
Who
In her,
wrote that? Jada?
he wrote that.
Who wrote it?
He wrote that on one of her posts under one of
Happy
her
birthday.
pictures or something like that.
Yeah.
A happy birthday post. In her own supportive post that year, Pinkett Smith commended the young singer for all that he had fought against his life. I've watched you fight for your health. I've watched you fight for your sobriety. And I've watched you fight for your meaning of life, she wrote. I'm so proud of you. I got all the love in the world for you. I'm wishing you the best of everything. Alcina also raised eyebrows last year when he remixed Kalani's song, Nunya. I love that song. Ain't none your business. Ain't none your business. Okay. In the music video, Alcina texts a woman identified as Corinne, which is the actress's middle name.
But
Hmm.
I have a question.
What?
See, when you
But
read,
hold on. Julie said he have a question. Hold
what
on.
is Jules saying?
Why did you say that was missing? What he said?
Because he went public with it. That was
But-
confirming it right there.
Where I took it, the way I took it, well, hearing it, I took it like he was saying how she helped him overcome all that she just said.
Mm-mm.
You know
He
what I'm
was
saying?
talking up. No, he was. You listen, babe. He posted this under one of her. A pair of birthday posts in 2018,
Okay.
which have since been deleted, prompted some fans to question whether there was anything more than friendship between Pinkett and the singer. And if you reading that, that's sound like that's coming from a lover.
Or somebody who you have helped overcome so much stuff. That's what I'm getting out of it.
I can spend a lifetime decoding you. Come on. A beautiful, complex individual you are. You saying that to another man's wife on social media. If somebody had said that to me, you would have been pissed off.
Not if
No.
What I'm getting is he's saying how appreciative he is for what she helped.
But then
him
why
overcome.
not just say that?
He said maybe he felt like that was them words was better. I don't
That's
know.
showing
But
something else. That's not from a friend to a friend. That's some lover stuff right there.
I think they were still seeing each other.
That's some lover stuff right there. A beautiful, complex individual. I believe in God's divine order, and you are an example of God's divinity in its covering over my life. A beautifully complex individual you are. I could spend a lifetime decoding you. Nah, that's too much to say to another man's wife. If unless you hidden it. I'm just saying. In her own supportive post that year, Pinkett Smith commended the young singer for all that he had fought against in his life. I've watched you fight for your health. I've watched you fight for your sobriety. And I've watched you fight for your meaning of life, she wrote. I am so proud of you. And I got all the love in the world for you. I'm wishing you the best of everything. Alcina also raised eyebrows last year when he remixed Kalani's song, Nunya. In the music video, Alcina texts with a woman identified as Corinne, which is Jada Pinkett Smith's middle name, and also sends the woman a gif of Pinkett Smith after singing the line, "You're just an actress putting on a show."
They were still going together.
His relationship with Pinkett Smith came back into the spotlight last week amid the release of his new album. Exactly. He needed something to help that album sell. I love these people. I really genuinely do, he said of the Smith family in the YouTube interview. I've never been in love in that kind of a way, so much so that being intertwined in that way, walking away from it butchered me. I'm shaking right now because it almost killed me. Not almost, it did. It pushed me into being another person. my newer self. It broke me down. In her own episode of her Facebook Watch series, Red Table Talk, Pinkett Smith spoke about the lessons she learned during her relationship with Alcina. In the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself. And luckily enough, you and I were going through a process of healing in a much different manner. She talking to Will right now. She told her husband, that's what she told her husband. I would definitely say to you, and I did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that wasn't possible. And as I come through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communications with me, which was totally understandable. And I let that be and hadn't talked to him since.
What you talking about? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So she's saying.
Yeah, but in the meantime, how much have you messed him up? I feel sorry for this kid.
So what they trying to do is, what they trying to say is, okay, so I had an affair, Will had an affair, it's over, bam. That's what they trying to do.
See that, because that was the idea of them when they separated.
They had to come up with a good story to try to make her still look good.
Yep.
And so Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yep.
So
when I tell you, let's separate. You go find yourself, I go find myself. That's an open door.
But what I'm saying is right. That's the story that they're giving us.
Right. So that's the story we got to go by. So that's what we got to discuss. We can't discuss what they ain't giving us. So we got to discuss that. And my thing is, what do I get ready to say?
That's the story that they're giving us, so that's what we have to. I don't know.
But like you said, it's funny you to bring this out when your album about to hit.
Well,
you already knew that people weren't really feeling you like that no more. So you need something to boost up your album sales.
I believe that's what he did. That's what he did.
When you do stuff like that, it'd be a situation to where it could boost you up and it can push you back down more. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all publicity. It's they know what they're doing. It's all publicity.
I told you I believe Will and Jada is sitting together. It's probably all three of them sitting together right now laughing.
I hope he can stay. Really hope August can truly stay a strong young man through this entire process. I hope that he'll probably never trust a woman again.
I'm sorry to say he ain't gonna stay strong because if he was strong, he wouldn't
when you read what he says, he's telling you the relationship almost killed him. So how did you help him with his health? If anything, you probably gave him another mental illness.
Well, I'm sure he knew that Jada was married when he started messing with her. So
of course he knew that, but he was young.
That made so.
And look at how he's saying how much he loved the family. He didn't say how much he loved Jada. He said how much he loved the Smith family.
Yeah, he did.
So, but he came in the picture scarred though. And she might have helped him get off the drug addiction. He was probably depressed when he came. Thought nobody loved him, and then that family showed him all that love and helped him get off the drugs, and knowing they're gonna help him with his career, because all of them already famous. So that's I don't know. It's one of those questions: who is really the person in the wrong in this scenario?
Well, it's a very messy situation, but like I said, we all have messy situations.
Yeah, we've all had messy situations,
And
But
it's a
the
shame
problem I have with her is that you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Her show needs to be canceled. Cancel her. These people should not have these platforms to dog out other people, and they're doing the same thing. No.
or worse.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
Did you know that I'm about to skip the subject? Can I skip the subject right quick?
Yeah, you know that's a story.
I mean, this April platform. I forgot. I forgot. I thought I was on my platform.
No, go on. Go on.
Did you know that DL Hughley was tested positive for the coronavirus?
Cell phone towers everywhere.
Oh, is that what happened when he fell out?
Yeah, when he fell out on stage.
Okay. So what is he doing now?
You want to see the you can share my video?
See the video. Okay.
But this is coronavirus.
If I hear another person talk about this virus, it's a conspiracy. This virus is something they put on.
And if you want a clue about how to
screen.
Say that again.
I said if I'm so sick of people with their conspiracy theories on this virus, whatever it is, the virus is here now, and we need to learn how to deal with it.
Yep, I agree. I don't know if can you see the screen? Cause
wait a minute. Okay.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Okay.
Last month after he collapsed on stage during a performance in Nashville. Watch.
I got you.
He let him go, talking about I got you. He let him go.
Hughley revealed days later that he had tested positive for coronavirus. Joining me now, I guess from quarantine, DL Hughley, his new book, Surrender White People, Our Unconditional Terms for Peace, is out now. DL, great to have you with us. How you feeling?
Thank you. I feel wonderful, man. Apparently that was Derek Robles, my security guard, who caught me. But he's a great security, but apparently a horrible shortstop. So, but I'm feeling pretty good. Today is my last day of quarantine, so I'm feeling pretty good. Very good, actually.
Walk us through what happened there on stage.
I had been. It's my second week of shows. I think I'd done a bunch in Dallas, and then I'd gotten home, and I had done my radio show, and then my preparation for my TV show, and then I'd done my TV show, and then I flew to Nashville that Thursday, and then I was on my second one that Friday, and I just passed out. But I was actually dehydrated and exhausted, and they ran a battery test. They ran a test to see if I had a stroke. They ran a test to see if I had a blood clot, just all kinds of things. And one of the tests that they ran was a COVID test, and it came back positive a couple of hours later. So I didn't pass out as a symptom because I didn't have any symptoms associated with COVID. But any virus, and you're already dehydrated, kind of makes things, complicates things a little bit more. So that was it.
Scary to see. I'm glad you're doing well. You were asymptomatic and never really, other than passing out on stage, which I guess actually does count as a symptom. But besides that, asymptomatic. But there's an important lesson here because you've since found out you spread the virus, right?
Yes. Well, when I got in, I'd come in from Dallas. I'd gone to work, and everybody at my office, the radio show, they all tested positive also. So it was, I most certainly learned that just because you're not necessarily having any symptoms doesn't, and we took our temperatures and blood, and your oxygen levels and all that kind of stuff, and that just that wasn't quite enough. So I just think that everybody should be tested, and I think everybody should wear a mask.
So let's talk about your book, Surrender White People. It's terrific. And what's really interesting to me
y'all want to finish this?
Is you wrote this, it was like a year ago that you basically wrote this, and you were all wrapped up before the last 5 weeks in America, before George Floyd was killed, before there was this sort of great awakening. And in some ways, a lot of the things you've called for have happened. What's it like to see it?
Right. Or started to happen. Certainly, the book "Surrender White People" was about people surrendering their privilege, their white privilege, and admitting it exists. And there are a lot of people who say, well, I didn't do anything. I don't. It's not too much different than being asymptomatic during a pandemic. Just because you're not actively doing anything, or maybe not even aware that you're doing something, doesn't mean that harm.
I thought I was sharing the video. The whole time I wasn't.
That one of the things that I've seen that I've been
I'm listening to it.
The tongue in cheek was calling for was people to surrender their white privilege, and a lot of people are doing exactly that. I think we're having a conversation to the extent that I've never seen it before, and it's very heartening to see.
One of the most interesting chapters to me, because I'm a history buff, was "History Shall Be Changed." You write.
Yeah.
And note, among other things, a lot of people only learned about the Greenwood Massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma by watching The Watchmen on HBO. And God bless HBO. And Watchmen was one of the best shows I've seen in years. But that's not where you should be getting your American history for something so important.
No, the history is always written by the winners. I mean, just like what we're going through right now, it's like we had a president right now who says that Black Lives Matter is a symbol of terror. Meanwhile, a week before he signed an executive order to protect actual symbols of terror. Who's responsible for more deaths, Black Lives Matter or Andrew Jackson? Our history is so rife with men whose only predicate for getting a statue was brutalizing Black people. Like, I think the last time we erected a statue to a man that didn't brutalize Black people was Rocky, and he beat the hell out of Apollo Creed in Clover Lane. So I think our history is told from a prism that I think we're like, even right now, 4th of July is tomorrow, and I think a lot of people are going to be giving that holiday a side eye because we know it's BS. We know that all of us weren't free on that day.
You talked about how things are beginning to happen that you may have never expected before. One of NASCAR, right? NASCAR has banned the Confederate flag. There was that show of solidarity around Bubba Wallace, the one Black driver on the track there.
Right.
A year ago, if I had told you that NASCAR was going to ban the Confederate flag and rally around the one Black driver, what would you have said?
I would have thought that it was much like what I thought would happen with a year ago. If Drew Brees said what he said about Colin Kaepernick, it wouldn't have been a fuss at all. But because the metrics of the country have changed, it caused controversy. The Bubba Wallace thing, NASCAR. I mean, of course, it's hard to win a race in NASCAR with black cars with Black Lives Matter on the back because the police will always pull you over. But but I am hard. Like the whole news thing was funny to me because he found the news and then the FBI investigated and found that the news had been there. So this is not a new news. It's an old one. So things have changed. But I think that we have to reconcile where we are with where we're going. And there is that continuum of experience in between that we're going to have to navigate.
T.L. Hughley, we're glad you're feeling better.
Congratulations. Basically, he was saying, we never expected none of this in 2020 to be going through what we're going through. I guess nobody could have told us that we would be hit with a virus.
Right.
Would have ever thought that George Floyd's death would spark protests all across the United States and other countries.
Across the world.
Other countries, the world, the continent, whatever. And then, it's been a lot. 2020 has been a year. Well, I think people are really looking at people. You're seeing people for what they really are. You're seeing the racists for who they are.
Trump bought them out.
Yeah, it bought out the racists and people, and then you see the Black folks that don't want to stick behind the Black people. Okay, hold on. We got another video.
Yeah, this one I don't know whether you heard of this or not. Can you make it bigger? Click the last square down to the right, just below. Yeah. I don't know if you heard of this story or not, but
unmute it. Okay.
Jesus. Let me set it up.
Okay.
An 11-year-old in Tampa, Florida, had been arrested for refusing to stand during the Pledge of Allegiance. This is a sixth grader in a Tampa suburb, and apparently the sixth grader from the suburb allegedly told the substitute teacher the flag is racist and the national anthem is offensive to Black people. So he refused to stand. At that point, he gets into a verbal dispute with the substitute teacher. Her name is Anna Alvarez. And in response, the teacher said she asked the student, why not go to another place to live if it was so bad here? He said that he answered, they brought me here.
By the way, that is an amazing answer for an 11-year-old.
Right.
Like, I don't know, they brought me here, man. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. It's a great answer.
The substitute teacher responded with, well, you can always go back because I came here from Cuba, and the day I feel I'm not welcome here anymore, I would find another place to live.
Total lie. Really? You're going to go back to Cuba? No, you're not. No way. Sounds like an obvious right-winger. I'm sure despises the government of Cuba. The idea that she'd go back to Cuba is laughable.
Well, to be fair, she says, I'd find another place to live. She didn't specifically say Cuba.
Where are you going to go? Canada?
No, I know. Look,
more left wing.
Look, first, before we go further with the story, let me be clear about something. The Supreme Court has ruled on whether or not students can be punished in any way for refusing to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm sure you would all be shocked to find that it's wrong and it's considered unconstitutional for teachers or administrators or staff to punish a student for refusing to stand, because this is protected speech. I mean, this is the most obvious thing in the world. So you want to know why Alvarez, the substitute teacher, called the police? And she admits this. Alvarez said she called the police because she did not want to keep dealing with him. Okay, Let's stop right there. So she doesn't want to deal with him, so she wastes the police's time, by calling them and having them show up. Okay, they come and they show up, and this 11th grader gets upset. And so he starts talking back to the cops, which, as we've talked about on the show multiple times, the worst thing you can do is disrespect a police officer by talking back to him or her. And so what did the cops do? They arrested an 11-year-old. And what was he charged with? Resisting the officer without violence.
And disrupting a school function. But wait a minute. If it's okay to not stand for the flag, and the teacher goes ballistic over it, not the kid. The kid didn't do anything. He's always not stood for the flag. Right? A substitute teacher comes in, causes a ruckus, and they go, okay, no, technically we're not arresting you for not standing for the flag. Wink. By the way, it's not only unconstitutional, it's also against Florida law specifically, and against the policy of that district. So, they go cause the problem in the first place. And when the kid goes, well, no, I don't want to leave the class. I have every right to stay in the class. They're like, how dare you? But wait a minute, I'm in the right, you're in the wrong. They're like, are you resisting arrest? But wait a minute, I'm being arrested? Well, I guess I object to being arrested. That's resisting arrest without violence. What? Well, what are you supposed to do if somebody is a teacher verbally accosts you in a way that is completely wrong against policy, against law, and against the Constitution? And when the police come and try to arrest you for no reason at all, are you supposed to be happy about it? Or are you supposed to be like, oh, thank you so much for doing a false arrest. I really appreciate it. And an 11-year-old is supposed to figure out,
this is crazy.
Even though he figured out everything correctly. He's right on the law. He's right on everything. But they're like, but remember, you're supposed to also know that even though it's not on any textbook, it's not in any law book, the cops are never to be disagreed with. Otherwise, they'll ruin your life. This is insane. They're going to expose this arrest and go way beyond that. They should compensate him, etc. His constitutional rights have been violated. Conservatives, you should join us on this. You claim to love the Constitution. This is a clear violation of the Constitution.
Where are the pretend First Amendment activists on the right?
Yes.
Yeah, where are they?
Okay, Judge, freedom of speech. When it's somebody saying racist something, the racist stuff. You're like, oh, freedom of speech. I need freedom of speech to hate people. Now, when this is an actual adjudicated freedom of speech issue, where are you at? Where are you at? I don't see you, right? And then you got the Constitution overall and the Supreme Court interpretation. And then you've got, by the way, jackbooted thugs from the big government coming and interfering with your personal life and your personal rights. I mean, the conservatives should be all over supporting this young black kid.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen him yet. I haven't seen a single conservative supporting him, let alone being outraged by the case. Of course not. And stop criminalizing our kids. Look, I was a rebellious kid, so I did 1,000 things wrong when I was a kid. And I mean, let alone the fights. Now I'd be in maximum security solitary confinement for the fights that I got into when I was a kid. But on this issue, I think there was some point where I probably didn't stand for the pledge for God knows why. Because I was a rebellious kid and I probably found an excuse and that was based on principle or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine if they had arrested me and that's it. And they're like, that's on your record for the rest of your life. You think I could have gotten into a good school? Probably not, right? So there goes that.
I have no doubt that if you were a kid in school in this era, you would get arrested at some point, for sure. Especially a Muslim kid. Because I thought when you were young, you were still practicing Muslim, right?
I mean, we never practiced anything, but yes, technically I was Muslim. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't eat like pork at first.
Oh yeah, for a while. That's right.
Yeah, or drink. So like, just imagine.
I know, but I was a kid.
Well, no, that's true. But for a little while, when you were in college, you didn't drink, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Absolutely. But most importantly, if I was in a poor minority area and I had done the things I did in school, I'd have been locked down for a long, long time. And so that is a two-tier justice system, and it's unacceptable. So everybody should be on the kid's side, but now they're still having to go through this process. And the thing that I can't abide by, last thing, is their excuses. And so they're saying, like, when they say, no, it's okay because he was disrupting a school function. Please stop lying, okay? And when they say, no, he was not arrested for refusing to participate in the pledge, but for causing a disturbance. But by definition, if someone doesn't participate and the teacher yells at them, they didn't cause a disturbance. The teacher did.
Yes.
So you're just using it as an excuse to arrest a kid for not standing for the pledge.
Now, the substitute teacher is no longer teaching in this district anymore, and the district says that they are going to take a good hard look at the way that they're training.
Oh, sorry, I did that. I didn't mean to do that.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what I did. But anyway, this story came out in 2019. I'm trying to find some updates. The only update that I see is that they said that the student was, this headline said, student arrested for disrupting class. He was not arrested for refusing to participate in the pledge. As if that's any better.
Right.
As if that's any better. But the name of the school, Lawton Child's Middle Academy. I'm trying to find updates on it, and I cannot find any updates.
And why? I'm so tired of people. You want to tell us where we need to go back to.
Right. I cannot believe that the police department tweeted this. A student was arrested disrupting the classroom on February 4th in 2019. To be clear, the student was not arrested for refusing to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance, as some media outlets reported. And I'm saying, as if that was any better.
Because, I mean, I had some friends that are, they were Jehovah's Witness. They didn't have to stand for the flag. And when they had programs at school, they didn't participate in the birthday parties and all of the functions.
But
when it comes to this flag, why do they want us to be, it's crazy. Or this national anthem. And they haven't actually even looked at the lyrics.
I cannot get over this. I cannot get over this. I want to know what happened.
What happened? What
in this case? Did you hear what the police department tweeted out? This happened last year in 2019. Did you hear what the police department tweeted out?
What is that?
A student was arrested for disrupting the classroom on February 4th, 2019. To be clear, the student was not arrested for refusing to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance, as some outlets reported. He was arrested for disrupting the class, as if that's any better.
But this is my thing. They said they arrested him. They told him you're being arrested for resisting arrest, right? Okay.
They told him so many things.
What were you arresting me for to begin with? What did they tell him that?
For according to this tweet,
how you gonna arrest
for?
me?
They're educators, which I think is
wait a minute. What's going on here?
I'm not saying like lock her up or anything.
Yeah, for disrupting the class, according to this.
There it is.
It was almost over anyway.
Yeah, I like the Young Turks. The Young Turks, they be on point with a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I'm about to put this school on blast a year later, honey.
Mm-hmm. Well, they are
all these people are
will be sending children back to school in the fall.
My daughter says she's not sending hers.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't just do homeschooling for the students in the United States of this here America. Why? Don't tell me they can't do it. Don't tell me they can't do it.
Would you like to see homeschooling? That would be one of your...
Well, yes, they need to be doing something. They need to be learning something while they ain't in school. Why not?
We don't want them watching shows such as the Red.
Why not? I'm just saying. I have a 6-year-old granddaughter that is not going to school because of the coronavirus. Why not offer her mother a program that would teach in school, a homeschooling program via the internet? People do it every day.
But ain't that what they was doing when they first closed schools down? What they had having people do school on the internet? Yeah,
I'm talking about for the general public, for everybody.
I'm saying that when they closed the school, they was having people still going to class on the internet.
But why
they made it their choice.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not making a choice. Make it mandatory, just as if it was school.
Well, they didn't care, baby. They don't care.
I know they can do it.
They would rather send people back to school, let people get infected. I'm telling you now, they at a certain number. It's a certain number that they're out to get. And
because the kids will be returning to school in Joliet. Mm-hmm.
Now you got people that won't even wear a mask to go in the store. What? 3 to 5 minutes. But now you want kids to go to school and wear a mask for 8 hours.
Right.
And then the governor of North Carolina talking about, well, we're going to supply students and teachers with 5 masks apiece, 5 washable masks. So you want them to sit in there all day long and wear a mask. Then you're going to have people like, they said they're going to split the days up. Like me and you going to school on Monday and Tuesday. Another group going Wednesday and Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Then you go to lunch, you gotta go, you're gonna have to have like about 9 lunch periods. Cause you can't social distance in the lunchroom with all the people. You got to have, they have what, 2 lunch periods? They're gonna have to have 3 or 4 lunch periods. Let the people stay home. And you can't say, well, you just let the parents homeschool them, because all parents ain't homeschooling capability. So
Yeah.
it's just, I don't understand why the United States is the only country that's not looking at the citizens' best interest. You got another country that they told the people, don't know, stay home, don't worry about going to work, don't worry about paying your rent. All you gotta pay is utilities, and I'm gonna give you $960 every 2 weeks so you can pay your utilities and get you something to eat. Now, why the United States can't do that? If they could, okay, they saying on that second stimulus check they talking about, they in one plan that came out, they said to make $1 trillion coin. If all of a sudden you can make a $1 trillion coin, why you been crying you in debt? This country in debt. We owe so much to this session. If you can make it just like that, then it's not. All they gotta do is pass that bill, and they can make $1 trillion coin. Which they ain't really gonna make the coin. They just gonna release the doggone money. That's what it is. It's a bunch of. I can't even cuss. I'm gonna cuss like my mama. It's a bunch of dog-bited, doggone stuff going on around here.
It's just this story right here really pissed me off.
Hey, what story don't piss you off? And you know what? The saddest thing about all this police killing blacks, and it's like I'm still seeing stuff popping up where they're still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, videos are coming out the woodworks.
Yep.
Where they're still doing it. And this after Floyd. Some before Floyd. It's like, I know they seen them. I know they know about it. It's like they don't care.
Just like the guy that was, just like the cop that was hitting the guy in the face in Joliet. So they had him in the police car handcuffed, and he was choking off of whatever it is they allegedly stuffed down his mouth. And the police kept hitting him in the face, calling him the B word on video. Do they not know they're being recorded?
And do you know, if somebody swallows drugs, they can get it out of you in the hospital. So why? And another thing, when you swallow drugs like that, you stand a chance of that package busting inside of you. And if that happens, you through anyway. You know, if you live, you ain't gonna be right in the head. So why risk that chance of killing that man right then? You killing him, not him killing himself by swallowing it, but you killing him by trying to stop him from swallowing. Let him swallow it. If it don't kill him right then, take him to the hospital, do an X-ray. That X-ray gonna show them.
Because what did they think the baton was gonna do?
Push it further down. I guess you thought the baton gonna make him throw up. Use your finger then, so he can bite it off. But anyway,
well, the whole thing of it is, since they edited some of that video, we don't know if he even swallowed the drugs.
Right, true that. But I was just saying that I was just saying in general for anybody, if they do throw it in their mouth, let them swallow it. He's risking his life swallowing it.
Right.
So let them swallow it, take them to the hospital. You do an x-ray, you're going to see them packages in there. So now you can't say for sure until you test the drug, but you can say it is a possibility. And that's all the police need is a possibility.
Right. Well, they don't even have that. All they found, they don't have no x-rays. They just had all the drugs in this kid's system. But they could have gave a Norcam, but with the video being altered, that's what I said. You don't know what to believe. Did they kill him first, then put the drugs on him?
Right.
That's why it's a lot. And then the wife kept asking for information, and they wouldn't give it to her, But then something ain't right when the police leaked the video, and they were down there at the police station. They were secretly calling them police officers murderers. So, it's more to the story. We'll never know the whole truth.
And it's sad to say what really hurts this case is the fact that he was a known drug dealer. Right? And this one that was known as being a drug dealer?
Yeah. Right, April? I mean, it's her hometown, right?
Is that right?
Yeah, he was a known drug dealer.
See, that's
fine, but they could have called 911. They have Norcan kits. They have kits that they can use. Yeah. And with the video being altered, you don't know what to believe.
Yeah,
they kill him first, then put the drugs in there, get to the station, then they want to go through calling them names and putting a baton in his mouth.
Slapping him side the head.
So wait, he didn't supposedly swallow the drugs until they got him to the station?
Right. That's why I said you had to look at the video. They arrested him and took him to the police station. That's when they started looking for the drugs. Not when they arrested him.
That changes the whole. Why they didn't get the drugs when they arrested him?
Right. Exactly.
So what was supposed to have been the charge? Or he never received the charge because he did.
Because he did.
What would he have been charged with, though?
Right.
What was they arresting him for? That's going to be one of my questions for Loretta when I finally call her and set up an interview.
Yeah, call up Loretta and set up.
I'm gonna call her. I'm just trying to get my computer back where it was. Anyway.
See that sheds the light right there, because I thought all this happened at the arrest scene.
No, they took him to the police station. Well, that's just it. They tampered with the video.
Now I know of somebody who had got arrested with marijuana one time, right? So when the police got him on the arrest site, they went in his pockets and pulled the drugs out. Okay, they gets him down to the police station in the holding cell, and they say to him, "Okay, do you have anything else?" Now, mind you, he's handcuffed from the time they took the weed out of his pocket at the arrest site until they take the cuffs off of him in the holding cell. The police asked him, "Do you have anything else on him?" His exact words was, "If I do, you left it in my pocket." So the police goes back in his pocket and pulls out a couple of more joints. "Okay, you got anything else? Let me know." Once again, the man stated, "You the one left them in there." Only thing the police had left to say was, "You gonna have fun in lockup once." I say that to say this. If you get arrested, they search you right then. So if they, before they even take you to the station, they search you. Now, it's a possibility they might forget something, but clearly they didn't search him before they took him to the station. He was able to get to the station and slip something in his mouth while handcuffed.
Yep. Well, that's the whole thing. And then the video's been edited.
Yeah.
I believe they killed him. And then when they got him to the police station, that's when they put on this scene like, they were searching for the drugs. They put the drugs on him. I don't believe he swallowed
And
it.
ain't this the one I think I heard they said that they got a video of them taking a lifeless body into the police station? Is this the one?
It's so many. I just
So
don't.
many. It's so many.
Did they lift his lifeless body into the police station?
They had it, and that's just it. They're not even showing you the video.
These are questions we might have to ask Loretta.
Video from the police station. Where they're trying to wake him up and tell him to wake up, bitch.
Right.
Slapping him. Then they put the baton in his mouth. You should have used Narcan when you first arrested him if you saw him swallow drugs.
So the video was filmed inside the police station?
Yeah, once they got him to the police station. That's what they showing us.
That video was I need to see the video.
Yeah.
I need to see the video.
Yeah, look at the video.
Because of course you're not gonna see the beginning of everything. But if it was filmed in the police station and you don't see the beginning of everything, then that means that video was altered. Because police station video is always running. Unless you're in an interrogation room and the man cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to see the video. This
out of hand.
Yeah.
Now, grant you, I'm not gonna say I'm the smartest man about as far as the legal law is concerned, but I believe I was a correction officer long enough to, if it don't sound right to me, then no, that's not the law.
Yeah.
I do know a little bit
Mm-hmm.
about the right and wrong situation, and all this stuff I'm hearing and seeing. No, that's not what they taught me to be a correction officer. That ain't what I was taught.
Yeah. And these officers, they should, if right there at that scene when they arrested him, and if they thought he swallowed drugs, 911 should have been called immediately. Or they have Narcan kits that they, inject something.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't take him down to the police station, then try to tell him, wake up, pinch his nose for 2 minutes, and then the time.
Hold on. So you saying they said he swallowed the drug at the arrest scene?
He was in the back of the police car.
Oh, so he swallowed the drug on the way.
Handcuffs.
So when he got,
I don't know what happened before then.
He didn't go. He didn't start getting bad off until he got in the police station.
We don't know. She said we don't know. They don't know what happened
between the arrest site and the police station. Oh man,
they don't know.
They know.
I think they killed him and then put the dope on there. That's my theory. And then they had to come up with a scheme. They had to, they had to come up with a plan. They get down to the police station, and then they want to make a grand entrance like they're trying to get the dope out of them. But you should have did that at where you arrested them at. You don't take them to the police station and do that.
Yeah.
And the family, they're not in denial. Everybody says, he was a known drug dealer. They're not denying that. But what happened? Because, of course, they're dirty cops. And they steal money. They steal the dope too.
Yeah.
Because if they would have did it the right way, he would have been still living. Maybe if he did swallow the dope, that amount that was in him, he would still be in the hospital on a machine.
Right. And where the bag at the dope win? I know that man ain't
Right. Where the bag at?
dope like that. He had to have it in something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now where the bag at that it was in?
And you saw them put a whole big baton in his mouth, and you see nothing come out.
Yeah, that.
So yeah, show your husband, show him that video.
I will.
And it's just awful. This whole it's just so much to consume in the day. With what's going on in the world, 2020. I'm just trying to figure out, with COVID, the protests, all of this. I know we got to start reading that Bible. I do know we have to do that. But relationship-wise, the blacks coming together, I don't think that will ever happen.
That's not going to happen till the Messiah come back.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, we can try. We can try.
All these kumbaya moments and stuff, blacks, we don't even like each other.
Right. Right.
And so it'll never happen. And so what I'm going to do for y'all blacks that don't like me, I love you too, but you will not be in my mind, my head, and do not come in my space because you're a bad spirit.
Right. Right.
Do not come in my space, especially if I have not done anything to you and you just don't like me.
Right.
We are a messed up race. We got family talking about family, talking about how dirty they are. We got family members that have abused their families. Family members jumped on them, beat them up, physically, verbally assaulted them when they were drug addicts. Then they get high and mighty, act like don't forget where you came from.
Like my brother K. Judah always say, everybody that ain't black, everybody that's black is not my brother or sister. Right. You have people, you have devils in our community too. There are devils. Keep in mind that there are devils in our community too.
Yeah, devils. And there's devils in our families.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, you won't get the enjoyment of talking about me or telling people I'm dirty or no good or anything. You won't get that out of me. Because I will leave your ass right where you at. Yeah. Yeah. And don't care if I ever saw you again or talk to you again. Because God is not the author of confusion.
Hallelujah.
And when you bring confusion, you are the devil and you are a devil worshiper.
Hallelujah.
I respect everybody regardless of what they've done. But when you start doing all this dirty, secret-handed stuff, you are dirty and you're part of the devil. You got your face, but you got some evil spirits in you. And you can get it away from me.
This is why.
If you want to say anything else, then we can get ready to close this.
I just want to say, this is why me and my husband stay to ourselves. Every now and then we'll go out and see family, but as far as so-called friends, he my best friend, I'm his best friend, And
honey, please keep it like that, because these people, they don't know the value of friendships. You know,
Um,
this stuff, people, they be hollering friends and sis. Y'all don't even know the word friendship or the value,
right.
sticking value of friends. Don't come to me with that mess, because I know what it's like to be a good friend to somebody. Yeah. So
Yeah. I don't like confusion myself. I don't like confrontation. I don't get involved with the mess that goes on in these YouTube streets. I don't get involved in the mess that's going on in these sprinkle streets. I don't get involved in the mess that's going on in these Facebook streets nor Twitter streets. But don't get it twisted. Ain't no punks over here.
exactly.
Ain't no punks over here. Don't get it twisted.
Girl,
Don't
the
think.
YouTube streets, they vicious.
Yep.
The sprinkle streets, they vicious.
Yep.
Facebook streets, they vicious. You know. And then I sit back and I look at an organization, people that are risking their lives, being blackballed, because they are trying to help injustices, and they are taking a different stance. All that Martin Luther King stuff, it's a new day now. And so, you know, they going to people's houses. Actually, they are marching right now in Kentucky. They're going to a governor's house right now.
Marching in DC too. They were marching in DC too.
And so it's a new way, a new day. Respect these people, respect these youngsters, and get behind them instead of talking about them. It's a new way. And let me see, because it was on. Because I'm going to tell you, my adrenaline was gone when they took over the street and blocked a busy intersection in Joliet. But I just about fell, so I tripped on the curb. So it was a done deal for me. But they are, yeah. The new way is going to people's homes. That's what people are doing now. And hey, it is what it is. They're going to their homes now. And if you don't like it, keep your mouth shut up about it. Do your thing. But do not talk about the ones that are coming up. And it's a new day and the new era. And I will continue to support the organization and Justice for All, because they are really trying to do something here at Joliet. We have no leaders, and people are dependent on pastors and other people to step up. Well, you know, some of them have lives; they have to do a lot of things too. But you know, you got to do stuff on your own, and so as long as they out there protesting, I'm gonna try to go out there if it means just sitting in a chair. And I don't worry about what the next person doing. I just do me. You know, I don't care who ain't doing what. You know, why they always want to bring up who should be at the rallies, who shouldn't be at them. None of that phases me, because I know I'm going to try to be there. So that's our problem now. You know, I ain't worried about what nobody else doing. I can only be worried about what Darlene April is doing. Yeah. So I just want to thank you for coming on the platform, and make sure you have Jules look at that video, and then we'll talk about it. You tell me what your take is on that.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Peace and blessings to everybody.
Thank you for having us, April.
Because what I'm trying to do is I want to interview all the Black business owners in Joliet. People will know what they are doing, and people can start, reaching out to these people. I know it was in the early '90s. We used to have a organization called the Economic Advancement Council, and we have put out a Black business guide for people in Will County. So I just hope that some of the old can get with the new, and then come back with some good ideas and do some things to help the minorities in Joliet. But peace out, everybody. Peace and blessings. Shalom.
Thanks for having us, April.
Okay.
All right, we out.
Bye.